has more than one royal family. Acknowledge me. And we
What is up, guys? Welcome back to Wrestling Crossroads. As always, I am one half your dynamic duo Twisted alongside Brother Pyro.
What up, y'all?
And today we are recapping Survivor Series Wargames. And as we promised in the pre-show, because of Baby Crossroads, we do have Flash joining us. Say hi.
Yeet.
Of course, not any surprise. So,
Sorry, not sorry.
starting us off, as
I hate you.
the boys are completely dying, Brother Pyro, take us into our first match, our opening.
Opening up the show, Women's War Games, Team Bianca, Team Damage Control. Let's talk about, once again, let's just recap how we got here real quick.
Yep.
Damage Control being menaces to absolute society, per their MO since their debut.
Mm-hmm.
Bianca, Shotzi, and Charlotte all having more than enough of it.
Agreed.
Becky's involvement of, hey, I'm here because they're beating up pretty much everybody else. Yes, on the blue brand. So
Yep.
might as well call for some outside reinforcements.
Mm-hmm.
Notable thing, they made this note on commentary, and I know you wanted to cover it, but since I am doing this match, I feel like it's only fair. Io being in the 5 women's War Games matches that we've had since its re-debut in 2017.
Yes.
Charlotte Flair, the only member of her team to enter as her first. You figure with everything that Charlotte has done, she would have been in this match before.
Yes.
Starting off, we had Bayley for representing Damage Control.
Mm-hmm.
We had Becky for Team Balor.
Yes.
This was a great. I think you picked the best two
To start
us off
definitely.
with. Very early, we got the interference from Dakota Kai.
Yeet.
Really, Flash.
Of course.
And obviously the interference from Flash as well.
Yeet.
Continuing.
Going to get hit, but so never really, an even matchup because you had the outside help.
She really didn't do much in this, I will say.
She provided the first kendo stick.
She provided the first kendo stick, but it wasn't until a bit into the match that she decided to involve it.
I will. As announced on the pre-show, Team Belair did get the advantage and voted on by the fans.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I did not agree with that move because you guys did have a whole tag team match last night on SmackDown of Becky and Charlotte versus Asuka and Bayley.
They could have gotten the advantage that way.
Your hey, winner gets the advantage match right there. Like, hello, it made sense.
But
You guys
anyways,
just kind of, that was the definition of working harder and not smarter.
entirely agreed. So,
The final 2 combatants,
okay.
Charlotte Flair and Asuka,
Mm-hmm.
before the match officially got itself started.
Yes.
Something you pointed out,
Mm-hmm.
Kyrie coming down,
Yes.
whatever that little strut was, like, one was weird.
Yeah.
But, like, you and Michael Cole did make a note of this as well on commentary, just blank face, no expression.
No expression, completely blank face, and even when in the ring, you didn't see anywhere near as much of, like, big, not necessarily big spots, I want to say, but enough of charisma from her that you normally do. She was very low today.
This return definitely...
This
This second run is definitely a new character that's going to take some getting used to.
It
we're
seems
used
more
to her
like a
being
dead version of her.
Poppy, energetic, charisma out the wazoo.
Yes.
And so this is going to take some getting used to. Another moment Dakota did help with. My favorite moment.
Yes.
Using the chain as almost a dumbwaiter. They attached... Io had Dakota attach a trash can, and then threw the trash can on and became a human projectile.
Yes, which she has done once before.
It was great.
It was.
Before I get into the winner,
Yes.
Flash, what are your thoughts on this match?
Well, going to that last part about the trash can, all I was going to say is yeet.
Yeah, she yeeted herself off the top.
She really did. She said, wee.
But, again, any points that you'd like to talk about with this match?
Not really.
Nothing really?
No, what Pyro said. There was no pop. There's not really much there.
I think he's more or less talking Kyrie. There wasn't much to Kyrie. There was a big amount of pop.
There was definitely a big amount of pop at the beginning of the match for the opening competitors.
I did like how Damage Control all had the same face mask as pretty much pulling in Asuka.
The Team Asuka face mask show unity.
Mm-hmm.
They were also off by doing that too. You have everyone going up and then one going down. It made no sense.
Asuka always pulls hers forward though.
Yes, but if you did notice when you watch them try to be in unison, everyone went either straight and up, but Bayley went straight and down, which is something you don't normally see. And then you had Kyrie pull hers down towards her mouth and kind of like look like she was biting on it, kind of how Asuka does, in kind of a homage to Asuka. But at the same time, whatever Kyrie was doing in the beginning with her hands was just really awkward, very weird, and the start of this character I really don't like.
I'm gonna give it some time, get some runs under it, give it some breathing room before I cast my judgments on this character. Like I said, it's gonna take some getting used to that.
Am I able to go through the rest of the War Games amount before we go to our winner?
Yes.
I do have it all written out as we were discussing during the match. So, obviously, Charlotte having her first. This is Bianca's third. This is Becky's second, Shotzi's second, Bayley's second, Io's, as you mentioned, fifth, Kyrie's first, and Asuka's second.
And did I give you the stats on Dakota Kai?
Dakota Kai was 4, which 7 other people also hold that alongside her.
Unfortunately, I wish she would have been in this match. Then she would have been the only other female to be in all women's War Game matches.
Yes.
Which I think is an incredible feat. Tells you that these women really
and if you technically think
can show up.
Every single one that she's been in, she's always been a heel.
Yes, she
has.
has.
The first one that she was in, she was on Team Babyface, but she turned heel, turning on her best friend Tegan Nox.
Yep. Completely taken out her leg.
So
the first knee injury for Tegan.
Tell us the winner.
Alright, picking up the win, Team Bianca, after an avalanche manhandle slam through a table. The hug it out moment right before that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Chef's kiss. I'm liking seeing Charlotte and Becky on the same page.
I like them coordinating together, but even in the press conference, somebody was asking about tag titles, and they said, "Hey, look, we just kind of started this tonight. We're not looking at this.
We're not thinking, big commitment.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
start here.
Baby steps.
Okay. Your grade for this match?
My grade was actually a solid B+.
Really? Okay.
I mean, I feel it was relatively short.
Yeah. I mean, aside from our waiting.
Like, in terms of the match itself, I think it could have gone just a little longer, and I think you could have included just a few more spots. Yes, Flash?
I don't believe your grading is right, because I say it's a C. Once again, the shortness of the match. It was not enough. But, once again, everyone has their own opinions. So do you.
But because he is the longest tenured of wrestling in Wrestling Crossroads, he does the greatest.
Trust me, that is not the only... Length of match isn't the only thing I analyze when it comes to grade. How did the crowd react? and the crowd reacted really well. How did the in-ring talent perform? And I think all 8 of these women fired on all cylinders.
Yes.
Like, not one of them can say they put on a bad part to this match.
Mm-hmm. I entirely
And that includes Kyrie, again, the dead face character kind of took me out of it a little.
Mm-hmm.
But if you watch what she did in the ring,
it still wasn't much. I gotta say.
She executed her moves very well. She made out of, pander to the crowd or been crazy, charismatic, but her delivery
was beautiful.
Was great.
Okay.
And I think she played into whatever this character is supposed to be well.
Okay. Jumping into our next match.
Plus commentary. Commentary is another thing I take it in. When you can keep your commentary team as involved as they are.
It's a big thing. Oh no, Flash is gonna sneeze. Just a headphone warning for you guys.
We're sorry.
Jumping into our next match, I'm just gonna get us started, and if he sneezes, he sneezes. There we go.
Bless you, sir.
We have the Intercontinental Championship on the line. The Ring General Gunther takes on The Miz.
Why did you say it like that?
Because that's how you say it. Gunther.
No.
Like Gunther Hessedhefer.
We are not pulling that into this.
But it's how you pronounce it, technically. Anywho, jumping into this match, I know that me and Pyro did agree this was a little short. You had Miz firing on all cylinders to start out this match. He really did have a very nice upper hand. And I believe that this match was very well, not entirely one-sided. It was very well straight down the middle. It was anybody's game. Miz did pull out some underhanded tactics, which we know the Miz to do by pulling the turnbuckle off. And I believe Miz kind of underestimated the height of Gunther when he was running into the ring post to try to get Gunther to hit his head on it, which he instead hit his shoulder.
I mean, still, that turnbuckle to the shoulder is no joke.
It is no joke. However, he's used to the opponents being a little bit shorter, so they hit their head or they hit their neck, thus taking them out and him being able to pick up the win. We did see a low blow, which, again, Miz. But in all reality, I don't like the ending to this match, and you didn't either.
No. And the ending is why I graded it where I did.
So remind me on the finishing move that they used, because he switched from one, which we know as the Walls of Jericho previously.
He had him in a Boston Crab.
Also known as the Walls of Jericho for other wrestling fans.
I will say the emotional storm at the beginning for Miz, where he really showed how much he wanted this. Mm-hmm. And again, just this overall storytelling.
Yes. The overall storytelling
was very well placed.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we went from
a Boston Crab.
The Boston Crab. And as Miz is, making his way towards the ropes, Gunther sees it. He's able to pull him away. He's kind of swaps, puts his knee in the back.
And that's
locking in more of a lion tamer-esque move instead of a Boston Crab.
And the thing that made me upset was once he put it in and locked his knee into place.
He did not have it in very long.
Miz tapped. Thus, retaining his championship, Gunther goes on to exceed 455 days.
I don't think Gunther was expecting the fight that Miz was going to put up in the first place. I'm pretty sure he thought he was just going to walk in.
This was going to be an easy win.
Walk out. All right.
Yeah. I'd like to see this again.
Yes.
But I would like to see it where the Miz wins. Personally.
I would love to see it. I love that they, going into this, did acknowledge, Gunther in one reign is just under where Miz is in his 8 reigns combined in terms of total days. They acknowledge that, hey, he could, if he wins this, he ties Jericho at most, and Jericho working for that other big company.
Which we also cover.
I didn't think they would acknowledge
But
didn't
we've
think
also seen it with Triple H being in.
Triple H has proven something that Vince didn't want. His willingness to work with other companies.
I agree. Anyways, getting into this, obviously he retained. You're great on this.
Up until the end, it was very solid. The end killed it, and I'm going to put it at about a C+.
Okay. Alright, take us into our next match.
Santos Escobar taking on Dragon Lee to replace what should have been Carlito. This really just a respect and honor kind of match. Again, not a very long match, but I think these two did exactly what they needed to in terms of length.
Yes,
Like,
I agree.
Very short match, told the story that they needed to do, didn't drag, there wasn't, any unnecessary spots.
No.
Or, cool down. It was...
This match started and ended very quickly. Just like the Intercontinental match.
And honestly, I think they did really well in picking these two, go to represent the Lucha Libre style.
Yes.
Which was very much referenced a lot tonight.
It was.
During the match and during, their entrances and their build-up. Because Lucha Libre is very fast-paced. Matches aren't very long.
And it's also high-flying, too, as well. You get a lot of top rope shots.
And they, again, just 100% covered that Lucha Libre style very well. Mm-hmm. Picking up the win, Santos Escobar.
Yes.
I just want to point out, what did he get? That's south of the border. Mm-hmm. What did he call it? The south of the border driver?
Yes.
Or something like that?
Driver.
Into the Phantom Driver to pick up that 3 count. Mm-hmm. I did think, Dragon Lee was going to have just a little more of a chance, but again, picking up that win, ultimately, Santos, congratulations. I'm excited to see where this LWO story goes. I personally don't see it finishing out or, giving us the big send-off, the big payoff.
Just yet.
Until Ray returns.
I agree.
Because I think ultimately that's how you need to culminate it.
I 100% agree, and you're great for this.
I gave it a B.
Okay. Going into our next match, which, as I always call, is our co-main event. It is the one right beforehand. We have the Women's World Heavyweight Championship on the line. Rhea Ripley defends against Zoe Stark. And again, Zoe Stark won this chance by competing in a battle royal in which she won. This match, I gotta say, aside from how determined both of them looked, Rhea to continue her title reign and Zoe to start her title reign, it told its own story in just the facial expressions as it began, which was really nice. This match, again, just like the two before it, were not very long. Then again, we also knew that the War Games matches were going to take up a bit of time, especially the men's. They had a lot more in-depth on their storyline than the women's did. But this match told its story. It told that Zoe Stark can hang with the champs and could potentially end up with a championship one day. So it was really nice. Your thoughts on it, Pyro?
For me, it did take a minute to really get into.
It was kind of a deader match.
It definitely was that, like, your audience has a chance to breathe match. Yeah. And personally, I didn't think it would be that match. I thought, it would be the Santos and Dragon match.
Yeah.
No disrespect, but I thought that was the take a breath, recharge your battery, and then gung-ho with what should be one of your bigger titles, especially because it's your Women's World Championship.
I also did say, I also agree, it was more of a dead match, and there was barely any crowd reaction. Yeah,
like, the crowd was just like, alright, cool, this is happening.
Flash, your thoughts on this match? Obviously, you love Mommy, so your thoughts on this match?
Yes, I do, but The hair, though.
Yes, we know you disliked Rhea's hair. I liked her attire. Out of everything, her attire was better.
I didn't like the chaps.
Hey, she was channeling her inner Shawn Michaels. And Michael Cole did point this out. Her and Dom were wearing the same boots tonight.
Oh,
have
that cute.
Hey, she has Dom on her butt.
Yeah, and he had Mommy on his jacket.
There you go.
Oh, isn't that cute? Look at the lovebirds.
So, retaining her championship, Rhea Ripley continues to lay dominance to the women's division. Your grade for this match?
B-. Like I said, I felt like there was a lot missing in this match.
Mm-hmm.
And if it took me about halfway through the match to really be invested,
And even then some.
in in what was already maybe a 10-15 minute match,
Yes.
if that, like, I cannot genuinely say that this was
A decent match.
a fantastic match.
Okay. Going into our main event, we're actually going to have Flash do this. So, Flash, take us into our main event.
Our main event, men's war game match. Sure. Team Babyface, Seth Rollins, Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, Cody Rhodes, and Randy Orton versus the Judgment Day, Finn Balor, JD McDonough, Damian Priest, Dominic Mysterio, and Drew McIntyre. Starting out the match with Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. The advantage going to Judgment Day.
Okay. Now, Brother Pyro, obviously we had Seth and Finn starting out this match. A ton of bad blood already between these two since the year of 2016.
I'll say going back 7 years ago.
And just reigniting that fire this past SummerSlam, which was, I think, absolutely beautiful that they reignited that fire. It kind of made more sense as to why Seth was brought into this feud, as Cody and Sami are currently already feuding with them.
My whole thing is there are so many stories, so many different stories lined into one match amongst 9 people.
Mm-hmm. I totally agree.
Because you have Cody with Judgment Day of I'm just tired of all of y'all.
Mm-hmm.
You have Jay and Drew. Your family cost me the biggest moment of my life. I'm taking it out on you because you're the only ones I can get my hands on.
Yeet.
Thank you. Sami having his problems with them. Rollins having his problems with both Drew, who feels he should be world champion right now.
Yes.
Balor, who feels like he should be world champion. And the story that they told with Senor Money in the Bank, Damian Priest.
Yes.
Of, hey, he's here, and he's a threat to me as well.
Entirely.
The stories. Ah, good writing.
Flash, you have something to say?
See, everything's about stories in this.
It is. That's how
When
you make
are
it
we
more
going to get to the end? Because I'm at the point where, sure,
Oh, he wants to get to the end.
Judgment Day is a great faction, but it didn't start out like that. I want it to end just like Bloodline. You start a story, it happens something different, and it ends different, but it still goes on.
I get it. I think I see what Flash is saying.
Judgment Day being a faction, I personally am enjoying them as a faction. And
I just don't want to see them across all 3 brands in the same week. That's a little bit too much TV time.
I do think they are being overexposed, but I think them as a faction is good, and them having different storylines amongst each member.
Yes.
Because that is exactly what they are doing, is each member has a different storyline. That I will say is what sets them apart from what we were getting from the Bloodline, because it was the same story
with the same people,
with the same members of the Bloodline. The only thing that changed was who they were going against.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, all right,
Rhea has hers, Dom has his, Damien has one, Finn has one, but Damien and Finn have
Finn
one
also have the tag.
The only one that doesn't have any is the one hiding in the corner. That's the
JD.
Evil that's the stepchild.
He's the gremlin that you don't let out from the basement.
Flash.
Sorry, Pearl, but I gotta say it. It's Mr. Bobblehead. It's a bobblehead, man.
I thought he had a Funko Pop head.
I think that's what he's trying to think of.
No, I'm calling it a bobblehead now.
All right.
After he got tossed around in the ring, he's a bobblehead.
Yeah, I mean that hair kind of helped.
Yeah, no, it really did.
Okay.
Please never braid it again, bro.
But I'm technically not finished.
What are you saying?
What am I saying is, yes, what Pyro said. Everyone has a piece of gold.
Mm-hmm.
How about Dom stays in NXT? When he needs Mama to come down and visit him, sure, come down. And Damian Priest and Finn Balor. Sure, Damian has the money in the bank. Him and Finn have the tag team titles. At that point, they need to drop those titles. My opinion, sure, Judgment Day is great, but I'm at the point, it's getting old. It's getting stupid, so.
Okay. Let's go back into the relevancy of the match that we need to talk about. So obviously we get the rest of the members in. All hell breaks loose, chaos. We still don't have Randy Orton. It had been established earlier in the night. Randy is still not here. We have no clue where Randy is. So right now, they are sitting at a disadvantage of 4 to 5 people.
During the entrances, I will say, here's what I love. Before making his way to the ring, Seth looks at Cody and is like, dude, we're trusting you tonight. Don't mess this up.
Yes.
Don't let us down. We are putting all of our faith in you right now, my dude. What the hell?
Don't let us down. Anyways, we get towards the end of our waiting bout. And we have, Damien comes through. Obviously, we have everybody in. We're about to have Dominic come in, which is technically the last member for Judgment Day. We then see Rhea Ripley come out with
a referee in the briefcase.
And what is she doing?
She's trying to get them to cash in.
Because Seth has now just been put through a table after not only being attacked by every single member of Judgment Day, but being put through the table by Mr. Damien Priest.
Like, at this point, all he has to do is ring the bell, 1, 2, 3. All right, now we continue the War Games match, which would have been a really unique cash-in.
That would have pretty much been equal, just a little under Seth Rollins' cash-in for
Heist
WrestleMania.
of the Century.
Yes. Which
that
I love
was
that
really fun.
I love that they trusted him enough for that. They saw a lot of potential in him.
Oh, yeah.
So
one before Priest came out, because right before Priest we got Jey Uso.
Yes.
You see Drew seething, like he is rabid dog, like I want him now.
Yes.
And as,
Jey goes in.
Jey goes, timer goes, Drew's about to book it to the ring. Priest stops him and is like, stick to the plan. Stick to the plan. Sometimes sometimes plans change. Is Drew's reaction. He's like, no, you're sticking to the plan. And then books it himself to the ring. Like, that story of, he's not with Judgment Day. Yes. He's explained why he's aligned himself with Judgment Day.
Yes.
But the tension within that team dynamic really played it. Again, another story.
And we'll talk more about that after all of this. So, obviously, Rhea comes down with the briefcase. They're talking to the ref. Damien Priest inside is like, yes, I want to cash in. Let's cash in. Before a bell can even ring, we have
Randy Orton.
We have the return of the Viper, Randy Orton.
So something I saw scrolling through social before we got ourselves set up to record. I love it because it was like a meme tweet, and it was like, bro really got the hot tag the hot tag moment. Because you've seen where like...
Yes, the hot tags, yes. We all know...
He was like, screw y'all, I did not spend 18 months away from this place to come back and sit in a shark cage for like an hour.
Pretty much. So, Randy Orton comes out, everybody is like waiting because the camera is still panned to the front. We see him come...
Even you and I were sitting there like, alright, is he coming? Like, his music hit, and me and you were just...
Is he coming? Is he coming?
Is this real? Like, are we getting him? Like, what is the holdup?
Finally comes out.
That slow walk from behind the curtain.
Yes. Felt amazing as a wrestling fan to see. We got to see the happiness in Randy from being back after 18 months.
I'm not gonna lie, he looks looks about 5 years younger than what he did when he got... the clean shave, the
nice clean shave.
You can tell he definitely hit the gym because he's a little
more pecked up. Yeah,
the muscles kind of are a little more defined now.
Sorry, I'm just putting this out there. He went into the fountain of youth.
Yes, entirely. This means that we can maybe get him for another like 10, 20 years. Yeah, let's hope for it. All right. Anyways, your last two members in, obviously Dominic Mysterio, Randy Orton. We go through this for a bit. Match doesn't last very long. I gotta say, once he got in, we hit a couple moves from Mr. Orton. Match didn't really last long. It didn't need to. It told its story already as is.
It told every story it needed to, essentially, before he got there. The come in, the 2 power slams, the draping DDT.
The avalanche RKO.
You and I were in heaven and fighting back so much tears of joy. Again, another story that they told, though.
Okay.
He hits the 2 power slams on JD and... Or no, it was Dom and Finn.
Yes.
Hits JD, I believe, with the draping DDT.
Yes.
And then he goes to that place where he's hearing the voices.
And turns...
Looking at JD in the corner, and then turns to Jay.
Yes, that story.
And Jay's looking like... Because Jay, the whole night of Randy not showing up, it's my fault, I'm the reason he's not coming, he don't want to work with me, I'm the reason he's been gone for so long.
So he turns to Jay, and Jay finally picks himself up after being taken down in the corner, looks and goes, dude, I'm sorry. And he goes, you got a receipt coming.
He basically tells him, he's like, just remember, I don't forget. Priest comes from behind,
and Jay's super
kicking Priest to get the save.
And it's like, yeah, let's correlate for one night. Let's
for one night, we're on one team, but the all 5 member.
Yes, the all 5 member Drape DDT. Flash, take us into who won this match.
You heard him count it down.
Yes.
Counting it down? Sure. The team who won the match is the team BabyFace.
Team BabyFace picks up the win for their team. And we have an amazing return via Randy Orton. Everybody is celebrating.
I love post-match celebration. They're about to get their hands raised. Jay looks and he's like, wait, I don't want to stand here because he knows he's right next to our interview would have stood there.
Yep. He goes over by Sammy instead, so it's Orton, Sammy, then Jay. And then we have, post this, another return.
We get the little copyright thing, like, all right, cool, we can turn off the show's done.
And we hear
something.
You hear familiar theme music. And I before we get into the theme music, I remembered I forgot to ask for the grade of this one.
Grade A for men's war games. It had the perfect length. It told every story. It gave us everything we wanted.
Everything we absolutely needed.
Everything we wanted and everything we needed from this. Him giving Cody that you take this moment of glory when they were trying to give it to Randy.
Yes. But this was Cody,
he was like, Cody,
continuing his
have
story.
Your moment.
Yes. Continuing his story. This was Randy pretty much saying, like, look, I did my time in the sun. It is now your turn. So, again, we hear familiar theme music, and that is...
And during the few moments that we have
And we have the return of
CM Punk. And the other thing was, I'm thinking, me and you are sitting here thinking, they're messing with us. They're gonna piss off Chicago because they know people are gonna come back.
Because they've been chanting CM Punk chants all night.
Literally on and off all night. Not for very long durations, though.
No.
They didn't hijack the show, which I was really happy about. But I'm thinking, they're messing with us. They're messing with us. What is going on? Mm-hmm. Nope, he makes his way around that curtain, standing on the entrance ramp, and we're like, there's no effing way this is happening right now. Yeah. You are on the floor on your knees, just like,
I am crying.
Praising whatever wrestling god there is, because you are like,
if I have him back, there's a
very small,
because I know happy retirement, very small chance I could get his wife back in.
And that was my idol.
That is my idol.
But you were in here, and I'm just like, I don't know how well the second run is gonna go. You hear me yelling at the TV, don't be a cancer. I'm happy you've come back to probably the only place that actually knows how to handle you at this point.
Yeah. To your, as Triple H said it in the press conference, home. He is home.
Triple H stated a few things. Literally only 3 people knew that he was coming. He himself, CM Punk, Triple H, and Nick Khan. Nobody in the TKO board knew. Nobody in the back. Nobody from... Literally, this was one of the best kept secrets, because, the rumors have been...
speculations.
The rumors have been flying since, he got fired from AEW.
But the thing is Triple H even said it, and I'm sorry to cut you off. Speculations were just up until like the last hour of the pay-per-view. We're just speculations.
Literally, I was reading Triple H took over calling the shots within the last 10 minutes of the show. So he called for the copyright thing to come up early.
Yes.
To give everybody that false sense of
this is
match is done.
Yes, match is done, pay-per-view's done, we're closing out.
But apparently Punk also didn't sign until tonight, right before he...
Yes, made his entrance.
Right before he made his entrance. Multi-year deal from what I hear. Something similar to a Brock and Roman level contract.
Which is something that he needs, being up in age.
Being up in age and being, again, something else Triple H referred to. Whether you love him, whether you hate him, whether you respect him, whatever the case, positive, negative, neutral, he's a conversation piece, and he is somebody everybody in the wrestling world is always going to talk about.
As you have said it numerous times about a certain YouTube star, he puts asses in seats.
He's a draw. You're going to pay to see him.
Yep. You said it about any time that he was in AEW.
I said it when he was in AEW. He brings in that casual fan.
He does. As does Logan Paul.
He does boost up the ratings because people are tuning in to see him. So guess what? You doing that, you making those speculations, and now people are watching that program. Even if he's on for, like he was, 45 seconds at the end, every fan got to see that.
Yes.
Every fan that tuned in to see if this was going to happen boosted your ratings.
Mm-hmm. And now, this is your biggest draw on social media right now. Everybody's sharing. Everybody's talking about it. I went into my Facebook, and I see
literally
after another.
Everything I have seen is Orton and Punk. But let's talk about a third return that we got tonight that everybody is disrespecting.
I forgot the order that he came in. So
he came in first. We got his return first.
Hey, you didn't even notice it at first. I did. I started crying saying, hey, he's on the television. And you're like, yeah, he's been back. No, this was his return.
But R-Truth came back tonight, and ain't nobody showing that man love. Let's talk about the only man that has ever gotten Brock Lesnar to break character.
I mean, the first person that actually acknowledged his return was Triple H in the press conference.
Oh yeah, because he made a joke about that. He's like, "This is the social media headlines I want. The elephant in the room, the big monster. R-Truth is back."
R-Truth is amazing, and I'm sorry, but we and you talked about it. I cannot wait for him to go search for that 24/7 7-Eleven I-94 championship.
I swear to God, just a couple segments every week between Raw and SmackDown of him hunting it down. Great show. One thing I will say is I do feel that the return of Punk was misplaced.
And we did talk about that as well. I believe it was misplaced. It could have been tomorrow night.
I think it or Monday night.
Monday night.
But I do think it
draw away.
I think it took not as much as maybe other fans, but I do think it did steal just a little shy from the Orton return and the great main event that we got. And speaking of that, like, we're going to see Punk isn't necessarily the best liked in that locker room.
Oh no, I can't wait for his first few against Rollins.
Oh, there's the footage almost immediately after circling social media is Rollins being held back by refs, by security, by Michael Cole, by Corey Graves, just shouting at Punk. No, you can tell he does not want him there. So whatever this is, so I'm excited. I'm excited to see where this goes. That this turns into a storyline, but I'm also hoping that both men can reconcile whatever beef that they have. Life is short. If anything, this year in wrestling has taught us, life is short.
So I gotta ask.
Put all that stuff away. Bygones be bygones. Work together because this is a business. First and foremost, you have a job. You may not like all your coworkers, but you gotta work with them.
Ending of the show gets what grade?
The entire show gets.
No, I didn't ask for the entire.
Oh, ending. The Punk return definitely got an A.
Okay. And
like
your overall.
The pop.
Obviously,
the moment, it was great.
It is Chicago. And your overall.
The overall grade was a B+. Again, I think those matches in the middle didn't quite hit the mark for me and dragged the show a little bit.
It definitely did.
But overall, a great show, and I will probably go watch a few moments later,
you definitely
or
will.
tomorrow or something.
Well, that ends us out for Survivor Series Wargames. Do you know when we come back to these people?
December 9th, I believe, is NXT Deadline.
Alright, December 9th. If we see you any earlier, any possibly later than that, we will definitely let you know down in the description. But we will see you guys then for our next pay-per-view. Brother Pyro, Tom, good night.
Good night. Hope you enjoyed the show.